Hi guys, welcome to our Tuesday night Own Your Own Life event. Thank you so much for jumping on, whether you're on live tonight or if you're watching the recording. Tonight it's pretty exciting because we're getting to launch the amazing Sara's business tonight. So soon you're going to be hearing from Sara, and she'll just share a little bit about herself and what got her interested in the products and the business in the first place. But first of all, for those who don't know me, my name's Tanika, and I've been involved in this company called Juice Plus, if some of you aren't sure what this is all about, for just over 2.5 years now. So I'm a mama of 3 girls who are 11, 15 and 17 now. And before Juice Plus came into my life, I was actually working at a school 5 days a week with 27 little darlings. And although I did love it, it was kind of becoming a little bit monotonous, and I was kind of thinking, what else can I do? I don't want to go back to uni and study for another 4 or 5 years, but I knew I kind of had a bit more of a purpose in life, I suppose, and also that I was really sick of being told how much I was worth and when I could take holidays. Just to share a tiny little story of really what got me into that moment of enough is enough in my traditional job was that my daughter is a dancer, and she had won a trip to America, which is pretty cool. She had always been aspiring to win this massive competition Australia-wide called Showcase, and there's this big section called Dancer of the Year, and basically if you take that out, you've basically made it in the dance world. For most people, that's what they're aiming and what their goal is. So she got to take that out at 15, which was pretty awesome, and she won a fully expenses paid trip to America. So I was so excited, went into the principal, told him all about it, and he's like, when is it? And it was obviously in term time, and basically flat out said, no, I'm sorry, you can't go. And for me as a mum, as I'm sure all of you other ladies on here who are mums, that was like a kick in the face, that we were so excited about this opportunity. It was something that she'd strived for since she was 3, and he was telling me I couldn't go, and I had to just send her off on a plane by herself at 15 over to the other side of the world, and she'd never been to America before. So I'm like, you know what, that's it, I'm over this. I need to find something else, and call it whatever, the universe or whatever that was throwing it at me. I noticed my friend Kylie just doing some posts on Facebook about this awesome business that she'd got into. I really had no idea what it was about, but Kylie and I had known each other since we were like 19. We studied early childhood years and years ago, and she'd always been very business minded. I knew that she had about 3 traditional businesses on the go, and I knew that she didn't just flick and flutter between anything, and she really did the investigating, I suppose, before she jumped into anything. So I got a bit curious, and the rest is history. Within 12 months of being in this business, I got to leave my traditional job. I got to go overseas with my daughter, which was awesome. And now I get to do this full time, but it's definitely not full-time hours. It's just in those stolen moments that we all have around our kids. So tonight you're going to hear from a few other girls that have been in the business for a little while, and we're going to cover a little bit about the products in the beginning, and then we're just going to switch it over to the last half of it and talk a little bit about the business. You're also going to hear a little bit from Sara, and also Jodie's going to share an amazing story that she has about the products. So I'll pass it over to Kylie, and she's just going to share with you about our awesome products. Thanks, Kaz.
Thanks, Tanika, and thank you for that lovely introduction. So as Tanika said, my name's Kylie, and I have been involved in the company for 3 years now. So very blessed that this came into our life at a time when, although our health was going quite well, there was a few things going on in our body that we needed to take a closer look at. And for myself, I've never wanted to take synthetic products. And I got myself into a situation through different diets and, I guess, deprivation, where I had developed an autoimmune disease called Hashimoto's, which then attacked my thyroid. So unfortunately, I had to take a synthetic product to try and rectify that. And my GPs told me I had to be on that for the rest of my life. Now, that didn't sit very well with me. So when the Juice Plus products came into my life, I thought, what if? What if this could be the product that's going to help me get my health back to where it once was? Like, I wasn't born with Hashimoto's, so why could I not reverse that? And I didn't like that the doctor didn't believe in that. So I was fortunate that when I looked at the product, I just thought it makes sense. How many of us, really honestly can say we eat enough fruit and vegetables every single day? I knew we were living a healthy lifestyle, but we certainly weren't getting in the 2 and 5 every day, which is the bare minimum that we need. That's what the government tells us, because it's somewhat achievable. And I would say that only 2% of adults are getting that and 1% of children. So it's pretty alarming to think that that's what they say is actually achievable every day. But to actually thrive and get the most nutrients that your body really needs to repair, heal, thrive, give you energy, all of that, you actually need 7 to 12. So if you think that, only 2% of adults are getting the, 2 and 5, like, that's pretty crazy to think, well, how many are actually getting between that 7 and 12 servings? So the product made sense to me. It certainly wasn't there to replace what I was eating, but it was able to bridge that gap between what we were eating and what we should be eating every single day. So I'm going to share with you a little bit about our products. What I love is we don't have a massive catalogue of products. We literally have a couple of different products because whole food nutrition is where it's at. You shouldn't need to go to a chemist and look at shelf upon shelf upon shelf of a different product to fix every misalignment that's going on in your body. But the reality is, when something's going on, that's what most people do, right? So I love that our product is very simple. It's understandable. Everyone understands what fruit and vegetables are and know that we're not getting enough. So the first product I want to share with you is our premium capsules. So fruit, vegetables, and berries. So basically contained within these 3 different capsules is 27 different fruits, vegetables, and grains. It is grown to its peak ripeness. It is then picked, and then the water and sugar is extracted at super low temperatures. Now, the reason being for that is if you are to put your fruit and vegetables through a process that's heating it, you are killing off all the phytochemicals and nutrients that your body actually needs. So it's done at a low temperature in order to keep all those phytochemicals and living enzymes intact, and then the body recognizes it and it's absorbed on a cellular level. So in being absorbed on that cellular level is so important. When you take a multivitamin which is synthetically derived, the body doesn't recognize it, and that's why we end up with that funky yellow disco weed. Not get too graphical, but just to share, because I can know that so many people can relate to it, right? If you've taken a multivitamin before, we work hard to earn our money. We don't want to be putting it down the toilet. So this is bioavailable. The body recognizes it. Why? Because it's whole foods. It understands exactly what it is and what it needs to go to work on. So what I love is on our product, there is no warning labels and there is no, I guess, label. Like when you go on a multivitamin, it tells you how much vitamin C, how much of this and how much of that. The reality is really how much do you know? Because you don't know how much vitamins each fruit has if we take a very close look at it. In a multivitamin they do because it is extracted from different fruits. They might just take some vitamin out of an apple, something out of a banana, something out of this and that, and then it's all put together in a lab. So if you think about an apple, for example, it's got 10,000 phytochemicals in there. Now you need each and every one of those for them to work within synergy of each other for the body to recognize it. So on the back of our product, it is just the foods. There is no label saying, all these different fancy words. It is just the foods that you know. For example, in the fruit, we've got apple, pineapple, peach, prune, cranberry, papaya, date, orange, just to name a few. So that is our premium capsules. What they'll do for you, we never truly know. However, we have got over 30 independent gold standard studies conducted on our product. So if you're someone that's a bit more of a science person and really wants to get down to the nuts and bolts of what is this product actually proven to do, we do have all of those. And I'm not going to go into each and every one of them because I'll have you all here all night, which I'm very mindful of your time. But I guess the one that really, two that probably stick with me is that it's proven to reduce systematic inflammation and boost your immunity. So apart from everything else, if you get those 2 benefits, the reason I love them is disease is born through inflammation. So if we can reduce the inflammation going on in our body, then naturally we're going to have less disease, which, let's be honest, there's so much disease going on around us every single day. You know, put your hand if you know someone that's got cancer, diabetes, eczema, asthma, ADD, you know, all these different things, right? There's a label for everything. And quite often, not always, there is certainly things that you need medication for, but quite often there's a lack in the nutrition somewhere along the line. So the other one is boost your immunity. We're coming in, if you're on the Gold Coast or in Australia, we're coming into flu season. There was a statistic the other day that they've had an increase of 20 to 30% of people going and getting the flu vaccine. Now, don't take me wrong, it's my personal opinion, not for everyone, but I don't believe in the flu vaccine because I do strongly believe if you're flooding your body with nutrients, then you shouldn't need it. And that this product is proven to boost your immunity. So you should be able to eliminate that. If not, reduce the severity if you did get the onset of the cold, you know, the common flu. One of our other products is our Omega blend. So that it's basically replaced a fish oil. So if you're someone that doesn't love fish oil like myself, I knew the importance of it because your body actually can't produce omega-3 on its own. So you actually need to supplement it. You can do it through foods. You need to eat a hell of a lot of chia seeds and different good fats to get it, which most people aren't having them in general, let alone having the abundance they need to meet that need every single day. So omegas, the fish oil have been amazing for a very long time. They serve you to get your omega-3s in. However, the side effect is the high level of mercury. So if anyone knows about mercury, you certainly don't want that in your body, but it is a part of having the normal fish oil that you will get because it comes from the fish. So what Juice Plus has done is gone and complemented our range and gone to the plant source. So where the fish would normally eat the algae and everything, that is exactly where they've gone to produce this product. So once again, it's vegan, plant-based, meets you where you're at. Some of the things I've noticed, I've been on this since April last year, and for me, it's been my memory. I had a terrible memory for a very long time, and it's still not amazing. Like, I'm getting older, but it certainly is a lot better than it once was. So eye health, brain health, all of those different things, memory, brain fog, you know, the common things that omegas are meant to help you with, exactly the same with our product. And then lastly, our complete powder. So your capsules are really working on your micronutrition. Your omega is really good for your fats. The only other thing you need is your protein and your carbs, and you really have everything that your body needs to be able to thrive. So I love the whole food powders because for me, they meet me where I'm at in the morning. It's a nice blend of protein, carbs, and fats. It has 17 different superfoods that most of us, if we're honest, will need every single day. Like alfalfa sprouts, radish powder pea protein, broccoli sprouts, millet, you know, so many things, just to name a few. Now, not many people are starting their day with that, but I know I do because I have one every single morning for breakfast, and it just sustains me and fills me up for quite a few hours. So I absolutely love that. A lot of mums use them in the afternoon for their kids when they get home from school because you can give them, you know, a chocolate milk instead of, you know, some of the processed options. You can use them in your pancakes, in protein balls, so many different things. So that's our whole food powders as well. Now, they're not a meal replacement. We don't advocate that because our company is all about health and bringing healthy living into the family. However, I use it as a meal replacement, and it's fantastic for that for me. Now, our company, I would like to say it's probably the company with the heart. We have one of the world's largest children's health studies, and currently over 1 million children get our Juice Plus products absolutely for free. So for me, that was another no-brainer because my husband and I got on the capsules and both of our children got that for free. So for every child, every adult that is on our capsules, you can have a child get the fruit and vegetable capsules for free. So they just need to be between the age of 4 and 18. Or if they can't swallow a capsule, like 4-year-olds realistically aren't going to do that, we have our chews. Okay, so they come with in a little like gummy kind of thing. It's basically our powder that has been mixed with a little bit of tapioca to make a nice, I guess, little droopy thing for the kids. So what is in here? 17 different fruits and veg. Now, I don't think I need to go in the ins and outs of how your child's going to feel by adding 17 different fruit and vegetables to their day every single day. but there is over 150,000 studies returned on how the children were prior to taking the product and what they've noticed since taking it. So just some of the common things is their palates have changed. They're starting to crave more whole foods, because it's like anything. You go on holidays, you eat stuff, crap, you drink wine. What do? You get home and you want more and more of it, and you're just stuck on this wagon, right? And what do we say? I've got to get off the wagon. So this is the same. It's a good wagon to get on, right? Because the children start to flood their body, and then they're starting to crave more whole foods. They're having less sick days because they're not as sick. Their immunity is boosted. They're drinking more water. They've got better gum health, and that's just to name a few. So if you want to see a bit more about the studies, we can certainly send that to you as well. And then just to quickly finish off on the products for you tonight is our Juicy Body Transformation Program. So when you are a part of our community, regardless of what product you're on, you get access to our Juicy Body Transformation Program. So there is over 300 recipes. It's an online supportive community where you get to access all of that. Not only is it the recipes, but you've got an online supportive community that's there to support you. There's health coaches in there as well. There's recipes, there's meal plans, and loads of value, I guess, in a nutshell. So just to quickly share one of our recipe guides. This is our, I guess, volume 1, just to share some of the, I always turn it to the Rocky Road Superfood, I think, because it's my most favourite one. And, you know, to have that in the afternoon when you normally hit that slump at 3 o'clock, it's going to serve you much more than a coffee and a muffin that you would normally get from the Zarafas drive-through. So there's just family friendly. It's really about counting vitality, not counting calories, and just bringing more whole foods, plant-based, back into, you know, your family's diet. So you can do a 14-day reset, you can do the 8-week shred, you can just do maintenance. You know, that's all there for you, depending where you're at and what goals you want to achieve. So that's enough from me. I'm going to hand it back to the beautiful Tanika, I think, and I'm going to take it over from there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kylie. And that was just all perfect, like wrapped up in a nutshell. I think it's really cool that we do only have a very select few products, because we all know the power of whole foods and fruit and veggies. So thank you so much for that. Now we're going to pass it over to Sara, who's my amazing new teamie, and we've only really just connected through the power of social media, through Facebook and through the dance industry. Sarah's son actually has moved to the Gold Coast and is dancing at the same studio as my daughter, but Sarah's in Adelaide. So we connected, and tonight I'm really excited to help her launch her business. So Sara, I suppose if you just want to let us know, oops, I unmuted you and then you unmuted yourself. You can take yourself off mute, hun. And just let us know a little bit about yourself and I suppose what got you interested in the business. I know you have been one of my customers for 4 months now as well. And yeah, share a little bit about what you're excited about as well.
I guess having Lewis move up to the Gold Coast at the beginning of the year at 14, living with other families, and I saw your post and thought, wow, this sounds great. Aside from wanting to look after Lewis a bit more and try and pump him with some, no, not even vitamins, just make sure he's getting the right nutrients, I guess. And there are so many, like you say, synthetic products out there and so much rubbish in the supermarket, and I kind of wanted to stay away from that. But I also now coming up to my 6th year diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. So apart from, I have an infusion every 4 weeks, but I speak to my neurologist, you know, what can I do to help that? No, there's nothing you can do. And it's like, well, there kind of has to be something I can do to take better care of myself. And fortunately, it is quite, well, very much under control, but I get really severe fatigue. I have to work a full-time job. I also have another part-time job and I volunteer. So I kind of, you know, I have another child who lives with me here in Adelaide, and then I have 4 stepchildren. So, you know, it's kind of busy, and everyone's busy and everyone gets fatigued, and, you know, you get pretty stressed. But yeah, it's just, it kind of really knocks me out. And it's like, there has to be something that I can do for myself. So I think in reading about your magic beans, it really did resonate. And then when I spoke to you and you sort of said, look, you can help Lewis too, it's like, wow, this is really good. So having taken it now for 4 months, and doing my first facial with the berry capsules the other night. Thank you, Tanika. I'm really hooked now. So I want to keep taking it, but obviously the cost, the priority is always with the kids. You never want to spend that money on yourself. So if I can spread the word, and that's how I had put it to some of my friends, I really need to spread the love a bit here, because you don't understand how good this is when you're all quite happy to spend, $40, $50 a week on the rubbish in the supermarket. This is actually whole food, really good. There's no supplements. It's all natural. And if I can help some friends get on board with that and help me pay for it for myself and for Lewis, and get the other kids on board who are also really poor eaters, then it's fabulous. So I'm looking forward to getting a little bit more involved in the business, because again, I believe in it. So it's not hard to sell; it sells itself.
Yeah.
And I kind of like, in the few video calls I've been on with you girls, you're very much about that. It's not the pushy sales pitch.
No.
If the product will sell itself, you just need to look after the people that you know around you, and they'll look after you. So
yeah, exactly.
I'm really pleased to be on board.
Yes. Oh, that's so nice. And it's so true. Like, we are just all about genuinely wanting to share the love, wanting to share about the amazing results that we're having. But also, like you said, we know that so many mums especially struggle but put themselves last.
Yeah.
So if there's something that we can show them how amazing they can feel at the same time as helping their children, that's got to be a bonus, right? So I'm super excited that we've connected, and I really look forward to seeing you on this journey, and just adding another thing into the mix of things. But maybe we can help you get rid of one of those jobs down the track. Who knows if that's something.
That's right. No, fantastic.
Yeah,
thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much for sharing.
No, thank you.
So now we're going to switch it over a little bit to the business side of things. And I think the amazing Kate Robinson is going to be sharing a little bit about the business. So take it away, lovely. Oh, hang on. I'll unmute you. There we go. And spotlight. Awesome.
Thanks, Tanika. Hi, everyone. And congratulations, Sarah, on launching your business. It's very exciting, and listening to your story, I think I have so many similarities when I started my journey. So just a bit of background about me. I'm a mum too. I've got 2 boys, and I came across this amazing product and program that Kylie shared so beautifully before. It was about almost 3.5 years ago now. So busy, full-time working mum, trying to be healthy, exercising, and just really struggling to get the nutrition in to both myself and my children and my husband while managing all the roles. So when I saw the product and program, it just immediately made sense, because I knew we needed more fruit and veg, and I knew there had to be an easier way to eat clean. We all talk about eating clean and cutting out refined sugars, but it can be really tricky when you're not a master chef, and I certainly wasn't a master chef. I didn't love cooking simply because I didn't have the time. So the JBT program really gave me that opportunity to eat clean without the time or the research required, because it was all laid out. So I immediately jumped on the product and program, but I said no to the business, and I basically watched for 6 months while friends of mine were having a great time, and they were really starting to create some opportunity for themselves. And also they were just giving themselves different options. And my 6 months down the track, I was still in the same spot. I was still working full time, struggling with my time, cutting back on things that I loved because I just couldn't do everything. And so I thought, what have I got to lose? I love the product and program. All I have to do is share it with people that I love and see what happens. And it literally was a part-time business online. From my couch every night at 8:45, I would just share what I loved. And 3.5 years on, I did the same that I watched my friends did. I created options for myself, and I changed my future. So I'm really happy to say I don't work full-time anymore, and I get to choose when I work. I've been overseas twice now because of the business. I've been interstate 3 times now because of the business. And I didn't have a passport before this business. So it really did create a hell of a lot of options, and it changed my future. So, and this is a part-time gig from my lounge room at 8:45 at night. So I definitely didn't work full-time at it. And as Sarah said, it's not hard, it's not pushy, there's nothing like that. It's about sharing what you truly love and what works for you and your family. So, you know, when I said no to the business for 6 months, I think it was because I didn't understand it. I worked full-time, and the only method, I guess, in earning money was to work for other people. That's all I knew. So when looking at this business, I really had to kind of change my perspective on how you could earn an income, and the opportunity to work part-time online in your own business really sounded foreign, and I couldn't get my head around it, because traditional business for me back then was, you know, a lot of investment, a lot of risk, and it would mean it would take up all of my time. You know, that's what small business really means for a lot of people. So this didn't fit either of those boxes. I wasn't working for someone, and I wasn't putting up a lot of cash, taking on a lot of risk, or losing a lot of time. So I had to really understand what it was. So, you know, a lot of things came up of, well, what sort of business is it? Is it one of those pyramid schemes? And I guess I really found out quite quickly that there's so many companies that we're probably not aware of or really think of that work in this environment. We think of Tupperware, we think of Thermomix, lots of cosmetic brands. You know, it's all built around relationship marketing, sharing what you truly love, and then finding people that are looking to create options, to create freedom, just like you, and sharing it with them. So when I understood that, I thought, well, I do love the product and program. My children were on it, I was on it, my husband was on it. I'd lost weight, my husband had lost weight, and we love the recipe. So that sounded pretty easy to share with people because I was naturally passionate about those things. So really organically and very quickly, I started to share it with people that I loved. And, you know, a few customers turned into a few team, and it just naturally grew. And the beauty was that it wasn't all about me sharing it with each and every single person that I knew, that once I connected some friends, some customers, some team, they started to share it too. So unlike the small business method of, you know, earning an income, it wasn't just down to me. There was now a network of people, and we're all working together to help one another. So I really then understood that this was different than working for someone else, but it was also different to traditional business. And I loved the fact that I could get paid because I helped someone, I taught someone how to do this business, and then they were going and helping and teaching other people. So we all had this vested interest to grow our own business, but to help one another. And that's really different to any business or any job I'd ever been a part of, because not many people were invested in helping me. It was all about helping them and serving them. So I really found an amazing environment where it was all about helping, collaborating, and supporting one another. And it just brought so much positivity, and created such where, you know, I'd never really met so many amazing people before. So, you know, that's a little bit about my story, about my journey, and how I overcame some of those misconceptions, I guess, in the beginning. And I think now I'm going to hand it over to Kylie, who's going to share a bit more about how we get paid.
We might actually go over to Jodie first, and Jodie's just going to share a little bit about her business story. So I'll just unmute you, lovely, and spotlight you, and you can take it away.
Hi, I've been in the business almost 12 months, so next month is going to be my 1-year anniversary. When I found Juice Plus, I had been suffering from a really weak immune system for about 3 years. So cold, flus, sinus, really, really bad for 3 years, which took its toll on my emotional state and mental state. I'd already had social anxiety, so it had really just exacerbated that. When I when the product was working for me, that was, you know, was great, but what actually attracted me to the business was somebody sent me a link just like this, and the energy on that link of the people talking, it was just infectious, and I knew I needed to be a part of it. The thing that I've really benefited from is the community that we have in this team. So the social connections have been the best part. The money is fantastic, but the actual benefits of finding a tribe where you feel safe and you feel welcomed has been amazing. Personal development wise, I've come leaps and bounds in 12 months. If I can get through this without crying, I'll, you know, it'll be fantastic. But yeah, the women in this team are absolutely amazing, and they've really helped me to be brave enough to actually want something more for myself. And that's probably the best thing. Like I said, the money's fantastic, but the unexpected thing that you get from it is the emotional revenue. Actually helping people is a fantastic feeling. I've had jobs where, you know, you're in retail and you're just selling a product. Like I've worked in a white goods place and you're just selling somebody a fridge. It really doesn't mean much. But when you're actually helping somebody with their health, that's priceless. You can't get a better feeling than that. And then now that my business is attracting some team as well, I'm helping people with their wealth. So that's even more amazing. I'm connecting with amazing women myself in my team, and I'm helping them to do the same things that I've been able to achieve. So it's been amazing, and I'm so grateful that I've found it.
Thank you so much for sharing, Jodie. You're making me cry. I'm holding back because we've all seen you on this journey, and to see where you have come from in the last close to 12 months, as you said, I can't believe it's gone that fast. It feels like only 4 months or something. Yeah. But just to see the growth and, you know, like you said, the personal development and just all feeling like you're part of something. I think for everyone who's on the call tonight or who's watching the recording, this is really what we're all about. We're very genuine, we're very passionate, but the thing that is different to this business compared to other traditional businesses is the only way you can be successful in this business is by helping other people, by genuinely taking an interest in people's health or their wealth, and just roll with it. Like, to get this kind of story from Jodie and to sit back and know that we are all part of this, and the reason why she is just coming leaps and bounds in everything in her world, like to go from someone who didn't even want to leave the house, like let alone put her camera on Zoom. Like, I know when she first started jumping onto Zoom, she wouldn't even turn her camera on because that's how shy and how much anxiety she had. And now to be able to share in front of everyone like that is just amazing. So thank you so much. We're so blessed to have you. So just to quickly wrap it up, I won't go too much into the ways we get paid or anything, but we do get paid 3 ways, which is really cool. And that's probably one of the main things that I really took notice of in the beginning, because for me, I'd always just got paid a wage. We were really lucky if we got a bonus. I work for the Catholic education, so they weren't too great at giving out all these extra bonuses. But the thing about this business is that we get paid bonuses, and that's only just for helping people, right? We can't just pick up the bonuses ourselves, although in the beginning we can get some bonuses for being rewarded for connecting people with the products and just sharing what we're passionate about. But we also get teacher bonuses. So when we're bringing other people into our tribe and helping them and teaching them to follow the system that we have, we're actually getting rewarded for that as well. So the bonuses start at $100 and go anywhere up to over $15,000 now. I haven't actually reached that $15,000 bonus, but I'm happy to say that I have picked up a lot of bonuses along the way. And that's just one of the ways that we get paid. We also get paid commissions. So for everything that's going through our business, we always like to say our paycheck is a reflection of the amount of people's lives that we are changing. And that's so true, whether it's is to do with health and bettering their health, or whether it's to help them get out of financial ruin, or just want to plan that family holiday but they never get around to doing it. People that are having kind of more month left over at the end of the money, that's another real major problem for so many people. So it can really be anything. For me, I saw the vision straight up that I really wanted to get out of my traditional business. But for other people, they might love their job. Like my best friend Trace, who's on this call tonight, she's a nurse. Crazy as it sounds, she loves her job. She loves working. She loves being in operating theatres. That's definitely not for me. But she got into this business for, one, the community, but to also just top up her, her earnings that she's earning each month, so that they can afford to go on those family holidays. They've just booked a cruise, just to be able to create extra things, I suppose, that you would never have been able to afford before. So whatever that is for you, I really just would love for you to reach out to whoever has sent you this recording, or whoever's invited you on tonight, to take a closer look, just to ask, like, what if this could be something that could really work for you? As you can see, we are pretty passionate about what we do, but we also just love being around so many inspirational, positive women, because that's definitely not what I had in my past job. So thank you so much for jumping on tonight, everyone. We really appreciate your time, and hopefully we'll connect again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.